Next, we have Family Research Council's president, Tony Perkins, our fearless leader in defense of life, family, freedom. And with that, I would like to bring him up to the stage and introduce him. Thank you.
Isn't Arena doing a great job today? Thank you, Arena. So glad to have you on our team. Well, I want to welcome all of you here to the Family Research Council. I'm not quite the caboose. There's one that comes behind me, and you'll get a chance to meet him in just a moment. But I have a privilege here today to doing one of the special things here. Before I get to that, I want to tell you how proud I am of my team here at the Family Research Council for conceiving of the ProLifeCon and in raising it to the point that it's now 10 years old. And it is now one of the largest online pro-life events surrounding the March for Life, and I'm just grateful for the team here and putting this out and letting people all across the country participate in the events here in Washington, D.C. on this special day. So all of you out there across America, welcome here to the Family Research Council. Glad you could be a part of this. You know, my record as an elected official and as the head of FRC is pretty clear. I'm passionate about life, but I think the best evidence of my passion for life is my wife and 5 children. And my second oldest is with me here this morning, Rachel. She's here with me in Washington for the march today, so I'm glad that I will not be marching alone. There'll be her and about 600,000 other people marching with me today. Look, I understand the pressures of having to navigate through the finer aspects and the details of legislation. And I know a lot has been said today about what has transpired in the last 24 hours. And the old adage is true that the devil is in the details, and that could not be truer than when it comes to making laws. But there's also a saying about making laws is like making sausage. There's a lot of truth in that one too. But let me go back to the devil in the details. I was going to say go back to Congress, but I don't want to get the devil and the Congress mixed up. He might be offended. Let me be clear. Abortion is an evil. Yes, the devil is in the details, but abortion is an evil that haunts America's conscience, and it's time that we make it right. Now, I'm very disappointed that a handful of GOP women caused a stampede that forced leadership to delay a vote on the Pain Capable Unborn Child Act. I do hope that the constituents of these members of Congress, like Renee Elmers and Charlie Dent and Jackie Walorski, communicate and express their disappointment for them working at the last moment, literally, to undermine a bill that the House has already passed once before in its exact same language. America is just one of a handful of nations. Now keep this in context. We're talking about abortion at the 5th month. America is only one of a handful of nations that allows abortion through the entire 9 months of pregnancy. That's reprehensible. Now, I am not timid, those of you who track FRC, I'm not timid about taking on GOP leadership when necessary. But in this case, I commend the House leadership for shifting to H.R. 7, No Taxpayer Funding of Abortion Act, which follows through with a major GOP campaign pledge to get taxpayers out of the abortion funding business. The GOP leadership, the House leadership, did not abandon the pro-life effort today. They put forth another measure that more members of Congress actually campaigned on. And it is one that is long overdue to take taxpayers, to take Americans out of the abortion funding business. No American should be forced to violate their religious beliefs or their moral conscience by government-mandated funding of abortion. Now, upon the House approval of H.R. 7, the Senate must immediately take this measure up and send it to the President and send him a message that Americans are tired of being a part of his and Planned Parenthood's scheme to end innocent life here in America. Now, let me transition because I have a privilege here this morning, a duty and a privilege to present the inaugural Digital Pro-Life Pioneer Award. Now, coming up on the 10th anniversary, as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of ProLifeCon, the use of digital technology, which we were expanding today with some success on the mall with Josh Duggar. We're constantly trying new things, and we want to use technology. It's also an opportunity to recognize those who have been pioneers in using this technology. A nurse from Illinois didn't just turn into one of the most prominent pro-life bloggers by accident. Pioneers see opportunities, and they forge ahead for their cause no matter the cost. It's what built America. We're pioneers. It's what will take the pro-life cause forward, pioneers. Well, when Jill Stanek saw the atrocities happening at the hospital where she worked, as she discovered aborted babies who survived the procedure being left to die, she took her discovery public, an action that ultimately cost her job. Suddenly, thrust into the forefront of the life debate, it wasn't long before Jill saw the potential of emerging online technologies as a platform to wage the battle for the sanctity of human life. Through her tenacity for the cause of life, Jill has made her popular blog, jillstanek.com, the hub for digital pro-life activity. And always generous in giving others a platform, Jill is instrumental in fostering other voices within the movement. This very conference, in fact, ProLifeCon, would be a mere shadow of what it is today if it were not for the support from Jill from the very outset. And always the pioneer, Jill hasn't stopped looking for new ways to advance the pro-life message online, launching the StanekReport.com last year. Now, Jill is frankly no stranger to awards and accolades in the pro-life movement. But when we thought of the significance of this event, its reach across the country, and its use of technology to pioneer into the next generation, we could not think of a better candidate to present the first ever Digital Pro-Life Pioneer Award than to Jill Stanek. Jill, would you come up front? Let me read this. In recognition of your groundbreaking work in the digital pro-life community, your faithfulness and visionary leadership, and your commitment to protect the very smallest and the weakest in our society, together we grieve the lost lives, celebrate the lives protected, and cheerfully fight for generations yet unborn.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am just so honored that FRC thought to give me this award, and I've always been fascinated by pioneers and the Old West spirit and dreaming of being on a wagon train and on the Lewis and Clark expedition, and so to be considered a pioneer of anything is just so exciting to me. But it also makes me feel a little old, because aren't pioneers kind of always old? But when you think about it, I launched my blog in 2005, and that may just be 10 years ago, but on the internet, it's like dog years. It's like 70 years, because ProLifeCon launched in 2005, Facebook launched in 2004, Twitter launched in 2006, and YouTube just launched in 2005. So in the last 10 years, the journalism world has been revolutionized, and we have had such a great opportunity to surmount the mainstream liberal media, which is so pro-abortion, go around them, go through them to get the word out. And you know that back in the day, they were in complete control of the messaging, and that's actually why I got into blogging, just out of frustration. But now we have been showing success, and I think the online movement is one major reason why the polls are trending. You know, ever since 1995, when Gallup first began polling Americans on the pro-life, pro-choice question, Americans had said that they were pro-choice by and large. In fact, the first year, 95, only 33% of Americans said they were pro-life, and 56% said that they were pro-abortion. But in 2009, those numbers flipped. And since 2009, 6 out of 9 Gallup polls have shown pro-lifers. There are more pro-lifers in the U.S. than pro-choicers, and I think that it's in large part, or in some part, due to the efforts of online journalists. And so, for instance, today in this room, thanks to ProLifeCon, there I know was at least one journalist from Cosmopolitan and one from Bloomberg, and I'm sure that there were others around, and they are paying attention to us now because we are getting our messaging out in the media. And in closing, this is a poignant day because of the 20-week ban. The whole reason that I'm even here is because of a 21-weeker who I held, an abortion survivor. And so I know that these babies feel pain. And so even though, it's good that the Republicans substituted and are still putting forth something, it was a terrible blow to have lost this opportunity. And so on behalf of the little baby that I held, I accept this award and will keep on fighting. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jill. It is very well deserved for all the work you've done for the pro-life movement. We really thank you and appreciate all that you have done. Going along with what Tony had said about the abortion funding and the bill that is being set to vote on today, it will stop taxpayer money from going to pay for abortions. And as it stands, and if you go visit ObamacareAbortion.com, which is the joint project of Family Research Council and Charlotte Lozier Institute, you will see that at least 1,036 plans cover and fund abortion with your money, with taxpayer money. And we want this stopped. In addition, the bill today is also the Abortion Full Disclosure Act, meaning we have a right to know what's in these plans up front before we buy the plans. And so I encourage you to continue putting pressure on the health insurance companies in your state, on your legislators, so that we can know what's in these plans. And please share the Obamacare abortion with your friends and family so that they can make a decision based on that information on what plans they can get, which are pro-life.